I have 10,000 to start off with. If you were in my shoes, Brian, where would you start? You're watching a segment from a Freedom Mentor live stream. Join us for our next live event. Go to freedommentor.com/live.
Well, it really goes back to what Devin just touched on, being able to analyze properties. If you want to grow that, you want to flip properties, right? You want to flip deals, but you have to be able to find them. You have to be able to properly evaluate them. And as I said at the start, we need to be in and out of these deals quickly because the goal is to grow those funds to a bigger and bigger sum there. I actually have a video that you might check out on our YouTube channel, how to turn 10,000 into 100,000. And that's what we help a lot of our students do is, flip the right deals and learn, do I rehab? Do I just wholesale? Some of these deals, as we just talked, Devin just talked about, are subject to, but knowing which ones to do, really, really critical. We've had a number of subject to deals as of late where the interest rates are higher, and depending on the market and what are the taxes, what is the insurance, there are times where that's just outpacing the rent, and you can't find many people that are fit. And so there are some sellers that end up going from maybe subject to will solve my problem to maybe I need to do a short sale or just come up with cash to get the property moved. So not to go too far off the mark there, but back to the 10,000, I think you put it into first and foremost, you need to learn where to market, and you need to have good advice coming your way in the form of mentorship, someone that is helping you to learn your local market, how to evaluate it, how to make those dollars grow and get a return on your funds so that you can continue to build your larger goals with real estate.
Be sure to get your free copy of my best-selling book, How to Be a Real Estate Investor, and that comes with the audiobook version as well. Click the top corner. That's a great point. I love your answer. Stephanie has just posted a link to your video, How to Turn 10 into 100,000. That really will get into the nuts and bolts, y'all, of exactly what that looks like, how you take 10 and turn into 100,000 with short-term creative real estate and flipping houses. I also want to plus what you said there, Brian, and that is, I read that maybe it was Abraham Lincoln, that if he had 8 hours to cut a tree down, he'd spend the first 7 sharpening the blade of his axe. And if you don't already know how to turn 10,000 into 100,000, you don't know the exact blueprint of exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, then the first place you need to start is with a mentoring team that can teach you that. And if you don't have that, nothing else matters, because that is the kind of specified wisdom that up to this point, you're not going to find it just for free with the YouTube University and whatnot. You can scratch the surface, you can get around the edges, but to really get to the heart of exactly what to do in the throes of the deals you're working on, and you're talking to a seller. And we had a question just a bit ago before the live broadcast here, Brian, where it was Brian and up in Wisconsin, and one of the buyers, prospective buyers for his property, was asking for easement documentation. And okay, there's nowhere to ask on this particular property, where do I get easement documentation for this buyer? Well, it turns out there doesn't need to be easement documentation. The buyer didn't actually know what they were talking about, but it's okay. I mean, like who's going to know that? Well, that's where real people, that's where mentors come into play. So if you are going to turn 10,000 into 100,000 through creative real estate investing and flipping houses, which, by the way, is very possible. It's one of the few businesses perhaps on earth that can realistically, consistently pull that off. And that's why, of course, we still, 20 years later, are still preaching this gospel. It's because flipping houses, the creative way that we do it, is just the best small business in America. Would you like to be coached by me and my team? Every successful real estate investor has a mentor. Discover how you can be mentored by us through our apprentice program by clicking above.